Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. Due to the Brave score, we are starting early tonight. Glad all y'all are here. Kyle, do that thing you do, brother.
It's been a rough week. Literally, who's got the echo? I don't think it's me.
It's gone.
But anyway, great to see everybody. We got a great panel. Look at all the panel members that we have here with facial hair. No offense. Glad everybody can be here. It's a great ending to another week, and we're getting a little bit closer to making stuff happen to change the direction. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm going to pass it over to Walter. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, good to be here. Thanks for the invitation to be a piece of this panel. A bunch of very distinguished gentlemen here in this crowd. Yours truly not included. Let's see. This week I had a pretty good week. Tuesday I got back in the kayak again for the first time since the motorcycle wreck, and that felt pretty good. Got about a 10-mile paddle in. It didn't kill me. Getting out of the kayak was kind of interesting, but I didn't get too wet. And went shooting Wednesday night. I'd been working on this little Bursa Firestorm 380 that I got that a few months ago and been piddling around trying to come up with a good load, and finally came up with a good one using N320. And it came out to be a real accurate load, so I was happy about that. And this afternoon, I loaded up some 44 Special and 44 Russian to go shoot tomorrow. So that's what I'm up to. Mr. Hot Pot, what are you doing down there?
The hairy bunch. The hairy bunch. Thanks for having me on tonight. I greatly appreciate it. We got a beautiful man panel going on here. Great side chat happening so far. Oh, got to do some practice this weekend. I've had a busy week with work. Got some reloading done. And just happy to be here tonight. Look forward to this. Mr. Craig.
Oh, I just want to say hey to everybody in the side chat, and the guys on the panel. I appreciate y'all having me in. I hadn't done a whole lot this week. Been trying to get traps out, but it went back up to 82 degrees. So I decided I didn't want to fight the snakes. So I'll probably get out around Monday and get that going. And I had to clear my up. So I break out the propane tanks, propane heater. I'm a little scared to have that powder and primers down here with me. So I'll have to figure out something on that. But that's about all I got going so far.
Pass it on.
I guess Mr. Highboy reloading.
Yes, sir. So all I'm doing is hanging out with you guys. So don't have a lot going. Got off work a little early today. That was pretty nice. It was unexpected, and going to be doing some shooting tomorrow. Hopefully getting back in time for a live stream. So hanging out with you guys. I appreciate the invite.
Thanks for being here, Hot Boy. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
it. All you guys, thanks for being here. Chris, what about you, man? How are you doing? You had a good week?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for the invite. This is awesome. Love coming on here on Friday nights. I had to spend $300 and some today that I didn't want to spend. I went down to the reload room in the middle of the night last night. Couldn't sleep, so I was going to go down and load some ammo, and my Charge Master finally bit the dust, so I had to order a new one today. I tried to get one at a local store. I called about 4 shops. Nobody had one, so I had to Amazon it. It will be here tomorrow, and I will be back in business.
Good deal.
I was using the little hand trickler last night.
So down there below Chris from the 740, we've got two of our favorite people, Mr. Scotsman and Mock. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. I'm glad I get to spend a little bit of time with this guy on my way home. Busy week. Hanging out in Iowa with copious amounts of alcohol. Yes, there was copious amounts. So I get to chill out with this guy and then not drink copious amounts. So yeah, and get to hang out with all you guys and see you guys, and good to be here.
Good to see everybody. Thanks for having me. Just resting this week, but we're doing good. Good to be hanging out with my brother Scotsman and all you guys. So let's have a good chat.
Most excellent. Most excellent. Mock, how you feeling,
And
bro?
we have the Mac Man.
Doing a lot better,
Okay.
Jamie.
Go for it, Mac, man.
Just like to say thanks for getting me on the panel, guys. I've missed not being on these panels. It's just been so busy in work, just flat out working late. And last weekend I ended up doing a gun show. I had a load of stuff to get rid of, so I did a gun show last week. So hopefully we can spend a bit more time with you guys, get some streams done, and get some more videos up, do some shooting. Need to get back in my loading room. I haven't been in here for a long time.
Good to see you.
Idaho, send
I
us
like the
an
scenery.
send us an address to where this so-called FedEx dock is. We might need to take a road trip, fellas.
I'm ready. I'm fixing to take a big old road trip, Jamie. I don't know if I'm coming back.
Where you going?
Looking like Costa Rica.
Well, there you go. They got great coffee in Costa Rica.
That they do.
Great coffee.
Make sure you send some out when you're there.
I'm about to say most of the people on this panel will attest to that.
Costa Rica is a fun place to visit. There's a lot happening in Costa Rica.
I'm thinking that it's time to go on a vay-dang-cation. You know, just get away from everything for a minute and
Clear the head.
leave the phones in the hotel room and just get away.
You don't answer it anyway.
You don't ever call. Shut up.
Takes you 2 days to respond to a text message.
I don't know.
He types super slow.
You two have nothing. Hang on.
Keep trying, buddy.
Nothing to talk about because I don't know your work schedules. It changes every week.
No, it don't.
No, it don't.
I'll call you.
Well, that didn't work, Kyle.
Then. That's when I was up this morning.
Next.
If you talk to them more often, you would know when to call or when to text.
Jane.
Kyle.
Get him. Tell him.
If you read your text, you would know. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting ill here.
I didn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm $400, 2 broken kneecaps. Not where I was brought up. Worse than that, $400.
Something else will be disappearing.
Yeah, like some. Never mind.
I ain't saying nothing.
Kneecap is a good start. That's about it.
Yeah, good start. Anyway, thank all you guys in the panel for being here. Y'all just made my Friday night. Look at this motley crew, boy. I'm telling y'all what's the truth.
We got one. We got Mac Man. We got Georgia Trapping and Fishing. I mean, you can't ask for a better panel than this. We got Chris. We got the two brothers right there. We got Idaho in here. We got High Boy. Oh, it's amazing. I'm leaving Gene out of it and Walter. Yeah.
That's okay. You keep waving the wrong way, anyways.
Mark, the swamps are closer to Georgia trapping and fishing, but
there's all plenty of what's around.
It has been rumored that 5 hogs, if they've not eaten in 2 days, can consume anything you chunk in there in less than an hour.
Hey, I got the pool cover on the pool just to change the subject.
That's a good thing. You don't want that dog falling in there because Kyle has a saltwater pool, y'all. So here in Georgia, hunting season starts next Saturday morning, and people are getting ready for the season, of course. And we'll talk about that a little bit if y'all want to. One of the things we were talking about was have you ever been we had a meeting at work, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but have you ever went to buy something and in the back of your mind, or maybe even in your subconscious, you're not literally thinking this or anything, but when you go to buy a gun, are you kind of afraid you're messing up? You're buying the wrong thing. You're buying a lemon. You're buying something you won't like, or they won't stand behind. Am I the only one that has those kind of thoughts and feelings?
No,
Scott?
sir.
Nope. No, kind of like we were discussing before the chat. It's never really an issue for me. If it's something that turns out I don't like, or for whatever reason don't want it, then I can just flip it.
I have bought a shotgun I regretted. I mean, I don't regret having it. It's just once I bought it, I bought it because it was on sale at Academy, so I just had to have it. And once I got it, it wasn't near as good as the other shotguns I got. So I've got 2 of them now, 3 of them actually, but I just couldn't pass the deal up. But it's not that nice of a shotgun, so that's the only time I've ever regretted it.
If you got 3 of them.
Well, no, I mean I got 3 different ones, and that's my least favorite out of all of them. But
so
I mean, it'll do in a pinch.
You only have 3 shotguns?
Yeah, that's all I got.
He's a little low.
Amateur numbers.
I know
those are rookie
that's
numbers,
not the
man.
norm
We
in
gotta
Georgia.
get those numbers up.
Scotsman made a good point before we started, and a lot of us get this backwards. We go out and we buy something, and then we start looking for reviews of it on YouTube to justify our purchase when we need to be doing that first.
That's kind of the way that I've done it, and so I haven't bought very many firearms that I regretted, kind of instantly, or that I wondered whether it would be worth it. I bought a couple that, one of them I bought to help a friend out. He needed the money, and that was my Glock 21, and I don't like that firearm for a 45 auto. I just don't like it, but I did find a purpose for it, and so I kept it. And what I use it for is my test bed for 45 ACP rounds, because it's got a rail on it which supports my magneto speed chronograph real well, where some of my 1911s don't. Right. So that's fine. I'll keep it for that. I didn't pay a whole lot for it, and I got a couple others that that I thought that I was going to like, and that's why I bought them. And then as time went on, and I bought firearms that were better, and you know what, that one really isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But I didn't regret it at the time, and I had looked around, and that was my Glock 23, another Glock. There's 2 Glocks I got that I don't like. Maybe I got.
Imagine that.
Yeah, seems to be a pattern developed.
I was about to say that's 2 Glocks for you, Scotsman.
But
All I gotta say is right here, buddy.
yeah, well,
Hey,
for the
Michael.
most part, I feel like I do my research and I have a reason for purchasing a firearm when I get it in the first place, and mostly it's because I think that it's going to give me some pleasure to own and go shoot and cast for and whatnot. And typically that's what happens. Sometimes there's that thing and you do get a lemon. It wasn't anything you did wrong. You just ended up with kind of a lemon. But I don't regret them.
Now, on the flip side of your question, Jamie, there are a lot of guns I regret not picking up. I had plenty of opportunity to pick them up and never did. And then, like yesterday, when I went and shot with Mike, it just confirmed that I should have bought them. You know, so there was definitely some that I've missed that I should have had.
There's some that when you have the opportunity to buy them, it may be worth you slowing down to 55 miles an hour. That way you can get back home and not have that extra $40 to put in your gas tank. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody here knows what I'm talking about. Just
We do not know. That's your situation and your story. You can tell it any way you want it. It's all yours.
I'm about to go to Costa Rica.
You know hey Kyle, you know what they have in Costa Rica? Really special.
Costas and Ricas.
They got a lot of them down there.
That's what I hear.
Well, they got two Costas, one on the left and one on the right.
Uh-oh. I hear actions.
That's a Costa Gene. I don't know Rica.
Okay, we hadn't heard from High Boy and MacMan on the subject. Which one of y'all want to go first? Or Chris?
Well, you know, there is some things that I buy that when I'm walking out of the store, I'm really wondering if I made the wrong purchase. And that's when I go to Harbor Freight Tools. No, I figured that MacMan would like that. I never regret a quality tool, but some tools I'm like, I don't know if I should have bought this.
No kidding.
I buy things by looking at them. Luckily, we got a reloading shop not too far from here. A couple others a town away where they mount a lot of equipment up, and every once in a while they'll get something new. Get a look at it, but you can't look at everything that way. You know, that's when you got to go to the website, check it out, and I tend to just call the company, you know, if I got questions on it. But you do got to do your homework, because there's nothing worse than, you know, I can honestly say when I buy something, I don't feel bad going out of the store or when I order it, but it's not fun when you get it and it's not what you thought, you know. And there's another thing that companies are really good at, making things look a lot bigger in appearance on the internet. When they show up, they're a little smaller than you thought, you know. But most things I get, I'm pretty happy with, and don't have any complaints really.
I have one gun there was one gun that I bought years and years ago, like before I started watching YouTube videos and stuff, but it was back when I didn't have a whole lot of money. I wanted a 1911, and I bought a Rock Island, and I bought a GI model, and I hated that gun after I got it. And I ended up getting rid of it. But I think nowadays it's a little easier now that with YouTube, we can watch a lot of reviews of stuff on guns before we go buy them. And even for something that may not be released yet that we think we want, you know, a lot of the bigger channels will get that gun early before it goes on sale, so we can kind of. But I think probably before the internet or before YouTube, there was a lot of guns that people bought that they regretted buying. But now we've got a pretty good research tool to use before we buy something. Still doesn't mean you're going to get what you're going to like it, but you got a better chance, I think.
What was your main issue with that particular 1911?
Well, one was just not having adjustable sights on it. That was. But I didn't know. I was fairly new to handguns back then. I didn't know what I didn't know what I was buying in the first place. I just knew I wanted a 1911. But it turned out okay. I finally got the one I wanted, yeah, that was really the only gun I ever bought that I had a regret of buying was that one.
Below. She's downstairs.
With me, I was when I first moved over here, probably 13 years ago, and I started buying guns. I would just buy in whatever I could. If something was coming up used, I'd buy it. If customers had a gun for sale, I'd just buy it. And I had a safe full of cheap and nasty guns just for the sake of getting them. But since I started getting into the reloading and, like I said, watching YouTube, you finally start seeing nicer stuff. And then you go and buy a nicer gun, and then you realize what crap you've got. And I probably bought 20 or 30 guns when I first moved over here and got rid of them all. I don't think I got one of them left. They were all nasty. And to be honest, I just save up now and I buy quality stuff. There's no point buying cheap stuff because you're going to regret it. And I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to my reloading stuff and my guns, and I tend to buy nice stuff now, and that's where I am with it. So I regret buying a lot of guns years ago, but they've all gone, so I'm happy now. Hi, CW.
Hello, Julian. How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Good to see you. Sorry I'm late, guys.
You're good, man. I know what you've been doing. Hey, James.
Glad you're here, C-Dub.
Yep, good to see you, dude.
CW, we were discussing, do we get kind of anxious about making gun purchases or a car, whatever. And what got me on this train of thought was we had a meeting. I'm in technology. We had to buy new servers and a new firewall and routers and all that kind of stuff, infrastructure type network stuff. And we spent a good chunk of money. And I had no idea how much. And it hit me sitting there in that meeting. How would you like to be my boss whose reputation is on the line for if he buys that kind of stuff and spends that kind of money and it don't work? I mean, that's pretty much his job. But we have recently got a new boss. I absolutely love this dude, and I think he's going to do great. But it relates to all of us in our situations, well, just in life, but especially our firearms. And Ms. Hotshot wanted to know of all the guns we own, what is our absolute favorite, and I can't do that.
Can you name a favorite child?
Right. So, CW, since you're the last one in, and we've all talked about it, except for Hot Pied over there hiding behind his logo, how do you go about, making purchasing decisions? We'll just go ahead. What do you think?
Well, it all depends on need, I guess. I put it all in perspective as to life and imperatives and extracurricular stuff goes back burner after all that. So pretty much boring. You know, you always got to buy what you got to buy first. You got to put food on the table and a roof over your head, and then everything else is extra. So as long as there's funds and budget and everything for it, you know, you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. Otherwise, you're just scratching and pawing by to pay the bills and keep the cabinets full and the house warm.
Somebody mentioned a gun that they bought over in the side chat that they didn't like. I think it was 6-shooter Texan. He bought the Ruger LCP. Well, back when they first coming out, and y'all remember it was about, I guess, 2012, 2013. Those pocket 380s were the thing, and I bought the Taurus TCP, which is pretty much that. The Ruger LCP and the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard were pretty much the same gun. I couldn't stand mine. I found a Ruger P85 and 45 ACP. I took that gun back to a gun store. He gave me more than I paid for it in trade for that Ruger. And then I wound up selling the Ruger for more money than I paid for both of them. So, wish I still had it though. That was an awesome gun.
The Kel-Tecs were another one.
Kyle,
Kyle
still has his. He still has his.
Yeah, they were bare bones, inexpensive, but they were halfway decent for what they were. You know, they weren't a shoot all day gun, but they were halfway decent for what they were intended for. You know, just to have it on you, have it with you.
It's not top notch, but it's in my pocket.
Yeah, that's
Fuzz says I was a P90. That's probably right.
Yeah, I've got a couple 380s, and I like both of them. Neither one of them's a Ruger or a Glock.
I had a Walther that I didn't care for.
Yeah,
I thought I would, and I didn't care.
I actually like it. It shoots good. It's reliable. I carry it in my pocket every day. That's not to say that I might not have something else on my hip, but you know, it depends on where I'm going, what I'm doing.
I have that Versa 380 made in Argentina, kind of a copy of the Walther, and it's a cheap gun, you know, just dog simple, and it's a shooter if you put the right ammo in it. When I first got it, I shot some ammo that didn't want to run worth beans in it. I finally come up with a couple good loads, and it really does shoot. And then I have the little SIG P238. That's kind of a dinky. That was a really tiny gun, but it shoots well.
I've had a bunch too. I had that Walther that I really wanted it for the longest time. You know, watching James Bond and all that, and I finally got one, and it really wasn't so great at all. I think I traded it for a P230. I think I had a 225 at the time, a German one, and I bought the 230, and then I quickly traded that for a I wanted an 84 Beretta 84, but we couldn't get any, couldn't find any, and I almost bought the Browning, but I ended up buying a 85, which was a mistake too, because it's virtually the same size as the 84, but it only gives you, 6 rounds or something like that. So it really was, I was hunting for something, and then I ended up with the Colt Mini Government when they first came out in nickel, and I had that gun for the longest time. So I've had a bunch of 380s too. Always liked them. My father had a Llama when I was younger. That was the first 380 I ever shot. And I had one of those as well, but in 22. And that one was a Jam-O-Matic. But it was a particular gun because I've seen a couple of them since that shot really well. But I've
Yeah,
had to
you know, they're all easy on your lead supply if you're casting for them, and easy on your powder, and they're not any easier on a primer than anybody else. But
I never was a big fan of the 38s. My father loves the 38s. I had a couple of them, but never was a huge fan. I shot them in competition because that's pretty much what you had to, because the 32s were far and few between in quality guns. I shot a 38. But that 380 was like a 38 that I liked with a little bit later bullet. Hey, Tin Man's here.
Man, my side chat's blowing up over here. I'm trying to watch 2 of them. It ain't working good for me, guys. All right, 8:30. Let's type something in so I don't have to scroll all the way through all of that side chat. What'd be good?
380,
380. Go for it.
easy.
I heard that Hurt Nick's feeling a lot better and actually made it to his FFL to
Claim
pick
his
up
prize?
his rifle.
Awesome. Good news.
That's an awesome gun too. So we got let me get up here.
Holy moly! Look at all of these guys.
No, I'm good.
We got Mike Hester.
279. Who's
We got-
talking Peterbilts up in here? 10 man?
I'm going to do the side chat now, Kyle. We got Mike Hester, the Scottish American, Reloader 762, Walter Bunning. Daniel Cott is my judge, says no. Chris from the 740, 6-shooter Texan, Cranky Cletus, Paul Loud, James Pugh, Abigail Finnegan. I still can't say your middle name. Chris 338, Tactical Fudd, Mark Thomas, Bobby Barlow, Papa's Place, Edward Petty, Kyle, G23. It's probably got sugar in it. Michael Hurtneck, Hasbro, Lakeview Outdoors. Daniel God is my judge again. DWD 37. Baddies Lead Games. Ms. Hotshot. Vanessa Kitty, Mike Hester, MacMan, 039 Reloading. 10 Man, High Boys, 76 High Boy Reloading from the Hot Pot, Chris from the 740, Vanessa Kitty, Critter, 9A, Todd, Tim S. Yeah, let's put that up there. And I think, no, we got some more Tim S. James Pollard. And I think that's all. There's Chico Wise, 10 Man's out there, Mr. Pollard's out there.
Ocean just popped in.
Ocean 374, what's going on? And y'all are blowing the place up tonight, guys. It's good to see y'all all out there.
We got a full house in the board tonight.
Yeah,
Who's that RCC guy over there in the corner?
We've got a full panel and a full side chat.
Who's that guy over there? Shiny forehead, not saying nothing in the corner.
The bald
There
guy.
he is.
What's going on, brother?
Hello, Craig. Hello, Chris. I can see you guys now. I blew you up.
Hey,
Good to
CW.
see you, CW.
Jim down in the corner being quiet.
I was busy calling up the side chat for not hitting the thumbs up.
Can I show you something, guys? I know it's going to make everybody sick, but here we go. Oh, look. Ooh.
Very nice.
Oh, there you go.
Guess what I paid for them in the gun show? Ooh. What do you think they cost me?
$80 a pop.
I paid
I was gonna say
200
two arms,
for them
two
all.
legs.
How much
$200.
for all 6 of those?
I don't hear the
Yep.
sirens. I know you stole them.
Damn.
And I got I picked up 8 pound of powder for $25 a pound. I got H110, CFE pistol, CFE black, CFE 2023, and H335. So a mixture of those, and I managed to get 11 boxes of Hornady XTP hollow point 10 mils, and I paid $90 for 11 boxes.
Very good.
So
Yeah, you stole that.
I had selling stuff was slow, but buying stuff was it was a score. I'm pretty happy with that.
Looks like you came home with more than you started off with.
I was just going to say, that's
I
usually
think I did. But at least it was all good stuff.
Sounds like you got there right before quitting time, and they didn't closing time, and they didn't want to take it with them.
No, what it was a guy turned up there a couple of tables up from me on the Saturday morning, and he was just setting up. So I walked up to have a look at him before the show opened, and he was unloading powder and primers. And I just said to the guy, "Well, what do you want for the primers?" And he said to me, "Well, what do you think? What do you want to pay for them?" I said, "I'll give you. What have you got then?" I said, "I'll give you $200 for those primers." "Yeah, okay, I'll do that." And then I said, "I'll give you $25 a pound for the powder." He said, "Yeah, I'll take that, but I'm not going to do it." He was selling his Vargate for $45 a pound. He wouldn't come down on that. But everything else he was selling off cheap. He probably had 60 or 70,000 primers selling, and maybe £100 of powder. And he was pretty much sold out before the doors opened. All the dealers and everybody jumped on him before the doors even opened. So I was lucky I was one of the first to get this. I managed to get what I wanted.
Absolutely. Then they turned around and doubled the price and sold it again.
I hope that's not what happened.
More than likely.
They probably did, to be honest with you. But like I said, people are coming up to me because they saw me carrying them and said, "What do you want for your primers?" I said, "Nothing. I'm taking them home. They're mine." So I wasn't going to resell any of this. This was just stuff I wanted for my stock.
Get it when you can, guys.
Yeah, if it's there, you can grab it.
Well, let me ask this, not to dismiss Mrs. Hotshot, because I think the world of that lady. And we'll start this question with Mr. Hotpot. Her question was, of all the guns you own, what is your absolute favorite and why? And I just want to know, is there anybody in here who can pick an absolute favorite from there?
No, man, that's hard because you have some for fun, some for run, and some to protect the homestead. So, favorite one? If I was told I could only have one out of my safe, one.
Well, which one always goes to the range with you? Because that's going to be a favorite.
Staccato. That thing shoots so flat, so fast, man. It makes all the other guns I've owned or own look stupid.
For me, it'd have to be one of my 1911s, and I got a couple of them that I like. But my best shooter is my Springfield TRP operator full rail. That's a great shooting gun. I love shooting that thing.
My Colt 1911.
I still can't name one.
They can have everything else in the safe. I want my Colt.
Which Colt?
I'm going to have to go for a rifle. I like the Springfield M1A National. I got the National Match. Springfield M1A that I bought. Always wanted one. When I was in the UK, I'd seen them, and I always wanted one. When I came over here, I bought one of those with the match barrel and the match trigger. It's not the most accurate gun. I got other 308s that are more accurate, but there's something about shooting that M1A is It's amazing. It's a great gun.
Back to the previous question on the one you bought and you kind of regretted it. That Sky Series, what was that? SCP-000P?
The Sky CPX.
Yeah, the CPX P-000P edition. Yeah. The first 2 magazines I shot out of it, I put it back in the case and took it back and traded it in. I'm done. That thing was horrible.
That was a pretty bad pistol. We got one in the range for rental. First time it went out, the front sight came flying off and went down range. Second time it went out, the rear sight came off and went down range. Yeah.
And what gun was that?
Sky CPX. Probably one of the worst guns ever produced.
In the gun store, it didn't feel too bad. You know, it was small. It was something I could use for a concealed carry. You know, it had a heavy trigger on it, but I was okay with that. But man, after that second magazine, that gun went straight back. Done.
I've had a few that I bought and regretted and sold off, or had to have and sold off.
I tried a couple Kel-Tec, the 32 and the 38, or the 380, I'm sorry. Both of them, I put new triggers in and springs and stuff to make the trigger better. Those were total regrets. They're both gone. Those are the 2 that I can say I mean, it was fun working on them for the moment, but they're just too snappy, junk, just, yeah.
I got a buddy who must have at least half a dozen 32s and 380s Kel-Tecs. He loves them. It's a different color, he buys it just to have a different color.
That's it. You love them or you hate them, you know?
He carries them, shoots them. I've shot them. I've shot a whole bunch of them too. You know, like Scotsman, I spent 30 or 40 years in a gun shop, behind the counter, in front of the counter, you know, inside sales, outside sales. So I got to shoot them all the time too. And I would have one. They were always reliable.
Yeah,
but there's nicer ones. There's nicer guns.
I mean, you don't even know they're in their pocket, you know. If you do some kind of an inside the waistband holster, you don't even know what's there.
Yeah, they're so flat. That's the joy. You always can carry it because it's just so easy to carry.
Very concealable, yeah.
Yeah, we sold so many of those in 380 when they first came out. Oh my God, we couldn't keep them in the case. We bought them, you know, by half a dozen at a time.
So I have a question. So when we talk about like our favorite guns, a lot of guys, you know, they say the 1911, and I would say one of my Ruger SR 1911s. That's the one I would keep. But what if it wasn't? Do we sometimes revert to our semi-auto pistols or rifles because of the tacticalness behind it and the high volume? Because since I got my Colt Anaconda, you know, that would be really tough to give that up in comparison to my 1911. You know, it's a beautiful gun. The action on it is way better than any of my pistols. You know, and it's beautiful. You know, so it's almost like, man, I don't know if I would give that up over my 1911. So sometimes it's our favorite gun because it kind of fits a scenario we could be in, or, you know, what classifies what we like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, somebody made the comment their favorite gun is the last one they bought, and that's really true to a lot, you know.
That's a good point.
I thought that, and yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
See, I would take a little bit of a different approach to that question because for me, I have a half dozen sentimental guns. And so it'd have to, if I bypass the sentimental guns, for me, it would be the 29, my 6-inch 29.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Favorites are purpose driven once again, like he said, sentimental versus duty versus hunting versus, you've got ranges of why they're favorites. So
Because for me, a lot of times my most favorite gun is the one that I want next. I'm really guilty of that. Lately though, with the prices of guns, I got to tell you, I haven't even been interested. I'm waiting for the, like Julian. I want to bump into some guy that's got 3 or 4 lever actions for sale that I can buy really cheap in bulk. The deals of yesterday are kind of gone. But my most favorite gun has always been that one that I really want next. That you can't have.
My gun shop called me today and he said, "Hey, I just got the new Sig Sauer 226 X carry in." I said, "Charles, have you seen the prices of those?" He said, "Yeah, I'm looking at 2 of them right now." I said, "Man, where am I gonna that kind of money? Where am I gonna use that thing?" Now they're beautiful, all metal. I mean, smooth, but I can't justify it.
Yep.
Well, you got to be careful too, because sometimes you get them too new. There's no holsters or anything available. Like he's just picked up. Alan B. Pro just picked up the X10, and he's having a hard time trying to get a holster.
That should fit in a whole bunch of other holsters that from previous models though, because they're
It will not, and here's why: it's a hair wider and about 3/4 of an inch longer than a full size 320.
Red Hill Tactical will make a holster to fit that. Red Hill tactical holsters are actually on the P320s, are actually designed in a dimensional way to be compatible with the AXG, the X5 Legion, any of them you find. So
Well, like he has the AGX, and it won't fit in that holster. But it's just like I said, it's just a hair wide and like 3/4 of an inch longer.
Yeah, both my X5 and my AXG Pro fit in Red Hill Tactical P320 holster.
Okay.
It's the happy compromise with that holster. That's why they run them in USPSA a lot. Everybody's got one of those. If you're shooting a SIG, you probably got one of those holsters. Huh, Chris?
Yeah, I got a Red Hill.
Yep.
You got a favorite, Chris?
Oh yeah, mine's easy. It would be my competition gun, my Ruger PC carbine. And it's not so much that it's the best gun that I have. I have a lot of guns that are better than that, but it's just the fact of I've traveled to so many competitions with it. I've been all over the state, out of state. It's just the whole thing around it, just all the friends I've made over the years, stories I could tell at matches where I've shot it, and just the fact that I've fired tens of thousands of rounds through it, more rounds than I've ever shot through any other gun I own. And it's just, I know what the gun's capable of and what I can do with it. And so that one's easy for me. It's definitely my competition gun.
Go for it, Trapper. What's your favorite?
Well, I know it's going to sound goofy, but my TX22 is my favorite gun. Of course, I carry my 9, but I have shot more rounds through that little TX22 than. It's just a fun shooting little gun, and very rarely, I might have had 2 jams out of over 1,000 rounds, and we just 2 or 3 of us has got them, and I carry it on the trap line, and I just shoot that gun a lot. I like my G2, I carry it, but Anybody that doesn't have a little TX22 needs to pick one up because they're a good shooting, fun little gun. And 16 rounds. You don't have to keep reloading your mag every second.
Tandem Cross has got some extensions for those, so you can put 5 more in there.
I saw that. As a matter of fact, I don't know if Chris did a video on that, or if I just saw it on the web.
Yeah, me and Chris have both done videos on that TX22 competition.
Okay.
I have mine's maxed out like his. The only thing I don't have is that new striker, and now he's making me buy that new striker.
Yeah, look good.
I've got every other part in that gun from Tandem Cross, and that thing runs so smooth, man. It just chucks them through it. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're fun little guns.
I had the standard one first, and I liked that so much. I seen that competition model in the case one day, and I went, "Ooh, new upgrade."
Yeah. Eventually, I'd like to get the competition. I've just got the reg standard, and I really wish I'd have got the competition now. But I went with the standard because my plans was to carry it on the trap line. But
you can still tandem cross that thing out and have a sweet gun. They make dovetail optics plates for them if you want to put an optic on it, or you can just iron sight it and you can change the iron sights out. It's a nice little pistol, man.
I plan on getting another one because I like to have one. I like the desert camo. I'll probably take that in the woods and then save the other one to trick out a little bit.
So, Chris, it seems like Tactical Fud's talking smack. You got to go to Arkansas to beat him.
I'll be hanging out with him next month. I'm going to meet him out at Wanamaker in Tulsa. So I'm looking forward to meeting Buck. It's going to be fun.
There's only 2 things in Arkansas: truck stops and rice paddy fields. That's it.
Never been there.
It's interesting, to say the least.
You'll love Arkansas. There's McMahon back. We lost him for a minute.
You're going to feel like you're back here, Chris, with the cornfields, with rice paddy fields.
Probably.
I was just thinking if I absolutely had to pick, I really can't pick one. If I had to pick, I'm like Mock. Everything's purpose driven. You have different tools for different jobs. And then I agree with Scotsman. You got to take those sentimental guns and pack them away in the safe, and But I think handgun wise, it'd be my 586 6-inch. Rifle wise, I'd have to take my Seiko 270, and shotgun would be my Stevens 16 gauge double barrel. That's right, broke loader. Guns are like golf clubs. It takes at least 13 to have a set, right? That Seiko rifle, friend needed money, and I bought it. And I swear that's some of the best money I ever spent in my life. That rifle is so nice, and it's ugly. It's a big, heavy stock, but it's composite. It's not wood. Some of Seiko's wood barrels, the wood stocks are absolutely gorgeous. But and I looked online. Of course, they don't make the model AV anymore. But to buy a gun to replace that new would be like between $2,000 and $2,500. They're up there, and it's a great shooter. and I've killed more deer with that gun than I can count. Same with my 35 Remington. Be hard to get rid of that, but see what happens, Mrs. Hotshot, when you have to pick a favorite. It's,
It's all her fault.
yeah.
Oh, well, see, you didn't say we were picking rifles, too. If we're picking rifles, man, I'd probably have to go with my Henry and 45 Colt.
Well, I think every man needs a pistol, a rifle, and a shotgun at least.
Yep.
Every American needs at least one each of those.
Yep.
And shotgun-wise, I only have the one shotgun, so Craig, you got me beat. But yeah, I'm slacking too, brother. But I only have the one. It's the first one I got when I got out here, and it's an old 870 Wingmaster, and it's a beauty.
That's a good choice.
It's hard.
It shoots so smooth, it's not even funny.
I think you all probably saw my 10 of 10, 10 and 10, and I picked a lot of favorites, and I had a hard time picking 10, which is, and again, if you saw the videos, you saw that I doubled and tripled up in a couple of those videos. So picking one is like an impossibility. I had a hard time picking 10.
I have one shotgun, but it holds enough for 4 shotguns. So that be saying you're going to lay one down. I'm still firing.
So
They stopped.
I'll tell you,
Big
I'll
Al,
tell
they
you about
stopped the 527. The 600 is the brand new one.
I was going to tell you about a shotgun that I bought that I really don't have. So I bought this shotgun a while back, and pawn shop sold it to me. No serial number, and I walked out holding my breath with it, and it's got a serial number. When they took it in on pawn, they put it down as no serial number, and they sold it as no serial number. They said, this one is too old for a serial number. And I went out and looked, sure enough, there was a serial number. And so, but I don't have that shotgun. I want y'all to know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the same thing. I've seen the same thing.
Did you have to use it for a paddle?
Yeah. I bought another shotgun that they said it didn't have a serial number, but as I was buying it, they found it, and I was like, I thought I was going to get a second one that way, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, a lot of times these shops don't know where to look.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like my lever actions, and I got half a dozen or 8 or 10 or something of them. A bunch of Henrys.
Yeah, that's one thing I could say is my choices would definitely be single action revolver, lever action rifle, or double barrel shotgun. That's where they would lie. You could take all the semi-autos. I don't need any of them.
I would have to agree with that. I agree with that. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Well, y'all know I agree with that. Except for I will take an older double action Smith and Wesson. But I love those.
Double action could be thrown in there.
Yeah. My older end frame Smiths, the ones that I got back in the late 70s, are really top flight. The 29-2 and the 27-2 are both great firearms. And I think I told you guys I bought a newer Smith, the 25-15, and it ain't there anymore. It's just not, quality's not there. But the older doubles from Smith are really good.
If we're talking rifles, I would have to go with my Weatherby 308. But pistols, definitely my Colt Lightweight Commander 45.
I got one of those. Is yours an alloy frame or a steel frame?
Steel.
Mine's steel too. That's the rare one.
No.
If we're talking shotguns, you can't go wrong with a Remington 870.
That's right.
No.
That's what I say.
I mean, You know, you can have your 1100s, you can have your Winchester Model 25s, but a Remington 870 is the go-to shotgun. I've had Benelli's and all kinds of other stuff. I always go back to the old old nuts and bolts. You know,
Yep.
Yep, that and the Ithaca or what everybody else is measured up against. That one's
yeah,
setting more patrol cars than any other.
you got your H&R partner pumps and all that stuff. Oh, it's modeled off the 870.
Mm.
Just get an 870.
Yeah. When you hear a company say it's as good, if not better than blank, 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 go buy blank, 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 because that's the standard that all the rest of them are measured to. Chris,
Yeah.
you want to talk about Hasbro's question?
Yeah, I left him a comment out there. Yeah, that's pretty much the standard price for one. It's not bad.
Is that one of those red dot sights?
Yeah, I think he's got the new he bought a Canic Rival and he's looking to put a red dot on it. So I think that's the one we decided he wants to go with. So he could get the 507C a little cheaper, but I think he wants the multiple reticles, and the X2 has that.
And there's another question for the panel and for the side chat. I use a inline fabrication flush mount. I also use the Lee uh, Lever Guns 50. We know you have a favorite rifle. My question is, how are you liking that rolling block? It's the 5140. That's a Sharps? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Which one of those are you liking best?
I had to have a high wall, and I looked and looked and looked, and they go for big dollars. And then one day, Browning BPCR came in. It was only a 4570, but the guy was I don't know what the deal was. It wasn't stolen, but he wasn't asking money for it, and he traded it on something else, and we gave him a song for it, and I was able to scoop that up, and it's got beautiful wood on it. It's a matte blued. I bought a Vernier Tang peep for it, and what a nice shooter. It weighed like 11 or 12 pounds. I had a 28 inch, I think, tapered octagonal barrel, and it was just a beautiful gun.
I'm muted. I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Hi, boy. I know you have some inline fabrication stuff. You like it pretty well, don't you?
I have 12 of their flush mount base plates. I love them. I would never mount a press another day in my life without them. They increase the use of your real estate. It's all about real estate, and that makes everything you have modular. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 24 pieces, 25 pieces of equipment that I can move and move and move and move and move. So it's modular in the way that you just buy that top plate, you mount it, and you can get it onto your bench. You can get a top plate to mount a nice 4.5-inch vise for working on firearms. You can use the top plates for your powder measures, for your swaging tools, for your for lubing your bullets, and it just goes on and on and on. I'll tell you what I like best about inline fabrication. everything that I've ever got from Inline Fabrication is just the same as when it was when I started receiving their products back in 2013. I have never ever received a product and said, I'm disappointed in this. I couldn't even find a flaw in their product. And then another thing about their skylights is I was talking to Dan, and by the way, if you use 76 Highboy, he'll give you just tell him I sent you and tell him to give you a nice discount. He's a good guy. I was talking to I do have a bachelor's degree in electronics, and I have a background in that, and I understand how things are made and the quality of components. He orders all of his switches, all of his wires, all of his LED lights, and his 3M tape that he uses to stick his skylights onto his equipment. He handpicks all that, and he holds the standard. And the really cool thing is he has a lifetime warranty behind his lights. And I called him and I said, "How can you do that? How can you stand behind every electronic piece of equipment that you put out there?" He said, "I have to, because that's the standard the reloading industry is, right?" And so he has to have a product that will match that. And so I compared his skylight to another manufacturer, and it was the difference of a nice contractor's type electrical cord versus something you would buy at Walmart. So with Inline Fabrication, he just puts the best into everything that he manufactures. So I just highly recommend it. You can't go wrong.
Well, there you have it, sports fans. We got a lot of testimonials out in the side chat. I know I have one set up. I also have their bracket that you mount on the wall where you can put it up there out of the way. I it's a little pricey, but man, the stuff just works, and the fit and finish is absolutely great. And if we keep talking about them, they're going to get a bill from Georgia Shooting Connection for ads.
Yeah.
But
I actually haven't seen the. Is it the wall mount for the press?
it's a bracket that you mount on the wall, and then you take your press that's mounted on the quick change plate, stick the quick change plate in the bracket, then get your other press and stick it in there.
Oh man, they've actually.
It's called a docking station. You want me to show it to you?
Mine's
Sure.
right behind me.
Yeah,
Well,
you're all just
really overthought this.
you're all just
What's
talking
that?
about
I
their
can't
press
hear you.
mounts. You're all just talking about their press mounts. But what about
Yeah.
their handles? I just pulled 2,000 rounds of 9mm using one of their handles on a press, and the handles are spectacular.
Yeah, they make nice roller handle.
Yes.
So that's the only thing I would disagree with. I love everything else they produce, but their handles suck. I've had 2 break on me. I was not impressed.
I have had thousands of rounds through my handle with that, and it's I've had no problems, none. My wrist doesn't hurt, my elbows don't hurt. I'm old. Shoulder doesn't hurt. I love it.
So we need to say congratulations to Jeremy Gunslinger and Chico Wise. Both of them got promotions at work. Way to go, guys. I know you're busting that hump to get the promotions. So
Good job, boys.
Keep it going.
Congratulations,
Hard
guys.
work pay off. Talking about that earlier.
Yep.
back to Mock for a second. Did you pick your favorite gun, Mock?
No,
Are you going to?
it'll change, but right now it's my 1912 Modelo Mauser. I love loading for it, shooting for it, casting for it. It's a lot of fun right now. I'm having good fun with it.
Well, congrats to G23 too, man. He got off his butt and found a job, you bum.
All right, Gene.
Only took you what, 4 years?
3.8. Come on, give him some credit. 3.8.
I need
No,
to get
man.
everybody on the panel down
He been-
here. I've got several rifles I need to shoot. 8mm Mauser, a couple of SKSs. I don't know, a couple of other rifles. I own them and never shot them. I think I'm gonna spend a little bit of time this weekend and get them cleaned up, get the Cosmoline out of them, and good luck, Mr. Pitchner or Hurtneck. Sorry, Hurtneck. Good luck getting that thing cleaned up. I left it just the way that I had it.
Man, mine is after I got a look at Michael's boxing it up to ship it off, and then I went in there and looked at the one I've got in the case. It's still got plastic wrapped around it. It is absolutely black with Cosmoline. I mean, the wood is just black. The one Michael got, that's that gun. I think when you get that cleaned up, and Michael, I hope to get to see it when you get done with it, brother. I think that's going to be like an unissued gun. I mean, there is not a scratch, dent, or ping in the wood anywhere. All the metal is very dark blue. And
For anyone who doesn't want to deal with a Cosmoline, I'll offer my services at $200 an hour. I have lots of experience in taking Cosmoline off.
I enjoy it. I thought it was fun.
Gorgeous rifle.
I'd buy a Mosin just to clean it and sell it. Back when they were $129.
Right. How many on the panel or in the side chat? How many of us have actually bought a Milsurp rifle and had to clean it, where it be a SKS, K98?
I haven't.
Yes, sir. You know it. Yeah, there's still 4
Nope.
of them in my gun safe.
We had so many of those SKSs when they came in, $69.
Oh yeah.
We started cleaning them.
I missed
And we
that.
said,
I
no
wasn't
more of this.
back then.
No more of this. We bought cases of brake clean and put them on the floor, and then told people, use gasoline, kerosene, use all these different things, and just sold them as is. We couldn't clean them and do them. We sold them too fast. Clean up one.
We cleaned 10 crates of them in the gun safe one time.
Wow.
And I'll tell you right now, don't ever clean those in a sealed room.
No, bad deal.
We had the only time we had to clean a new one was when one of the sales guys buckled and sold the cleaned one off the rack, because we were supposed to leave the clean one on the rack for everybody to see and handle, and they just buy one of the
Well,
cosmetic ones.
this rifle that I sent to Michael, it's a fine specimen. It's not beat up. And doesn't look like somebody's used it to split firewood with. I don't think it's ever even been shouldered.
That gun is nice.
Kind of broke my heart to send it to him.
I won a Mauser, 8mm Mauser from the Taco Apocalypse video. I can't believe I won that, and I had to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I put a lot of work in that video. That was the hardest video I ever made, guys.
That was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
There's a lot of work too.
Then I bought a gunsmith special from Classic Firearms, and I cleaned it up, and then I gave it to Scotsman to do his do projects on for his gunsmithing degree, which I was proud to do. But I did clean it up before I gave it to you, Scotsman. You got to admit it.
You did, and I appreciate it.
There wasn't no Cosmoline on it. It's still rough, but it
All right. Here's the magic question, Jamie. Do we need to go into Mark and Scotsman's room to show everybody that we're all together?
What?
You go ahead, man.
Okay.
It'll take a little bit of a drive, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
That
Come on
was
up.
so funny when we were doing that from Dead Zero, when everybody just popped into everybody's room. Wait a minute, are y'all all together? Yes, we are. We got to do that again.
Yeah, we do, but we blew up the weigh-ins Wi-Fi that night. We did. So, High Boy, what have you had the pleasure of cleaning Cosmoline off of?
SKS.
I got one in there. I haven't done it yet. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot worse than a Mauser.
Well, it wasn't that bad. What's the funny thing is when I got it, it had the Cosmoline all over it, and so I was just busy. So I put a towel on the bottom of the safe and set it in there, and it was like August, and went back, and that Cosmoline had kind of ran down, and I just wiped it off and got some mineral spirits, cleaned it up. It wasn't bad, so heat helps.
Heat is your friend.
Yeah.
And I'll give y'all one hint if you've never done it and you got to do it, Michael. A heat gun on that wood is a good thing. It'll be your friend, but you're never going to get all the grease out of that wood. Get it to where you can stand it, and then just go with it.
So what I did on mine is I had read not to strip it down all the way, so I let it sit in the safe, and sure enough, a lot of the Cosmoline just went down, and I wiped the majority of it off, and it was still sticky, but I went out and it shot great. I love it. Shot the heck out of it, and just over time the wood absorbed all that, and it's a beautiful gun. I didn't sit there and get every bit of it off the gun. Most of it just absorbed into the wood and evaporated off. So it wasn't as bad as I thought.
You won't get it all off.
No.
Chris, have you ever done any of that kind of stuff?
I have not. I've never removed Cosmoline.
Thank you.
You're not an old gun kind of guy, though, are you?
No.
I've got some 8mm Mausers, some Mosins to do, and some SKSs to do. But I'd rather just leave them, if I'm not going to shoot them, I'd just rather leave them packed up like they're packed. They ain't hurt nothing.
Yep.
I have not either, but I've seen a lot of them come into the FFL. People buying them online and being shipped in, and I really don't want anything to do with it.
I'm not looking forward to some of these Mosins. Oh my!
Well, I tell you what, Kyle. I'll come down. I'll come down and I'll clean them all for you. But I'm walking away with an SKS.
Well, we can make that happen.
I'll buy a Mosin off of you if you can get your heart.
Wait a minute.
Hey, let me.
Suddenly,
I want it. I want in on this too. I want in on this too.
No,
I
I'm
will
coming
be
with
willing
you.
to clean one for
I'm
one.
coming with him.
Suddenly, I become an arms dealer. No, bad, no.
No. Arms trader. Trading work for
I never
product.
said
You
I would
know.
pay for it. I'm
Oh,
taking my
bartering.
new.
Got it.
Yeah, I told you I'll clean them all up for an SKS.
Is there a law against being an arms barterer?
Look at this,
No.
y'all. Look at this. Remember Tommy Boy, I think it was him, said earlier that he had nearly 100, I think it was Mosins back in the day. But the worst one ever was a M1917. So what you telling me is the American arsenals are worse than the foreign guys? There you go. And Walks and Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy, I've heard that putting it in a black garbage bag in the back window of your car in summertime works wonders.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As dark as my tent is, that wouldn't
Chico
do
says, I
nothing.
wouldn't mind an SKS. Chico, you still need to come by the house and pick up your magazine, sir. And with you getting the rifle that you got, I've got battle tested, battle approved metal mags for that thing. And I'd be more than proud for you to have them, sir.
Good night, Daniel. Don't leave us so soon, buddy. Have a good rest of your weekend, bud.
Night, bud.
Good night, brother.
I thank the world, old Daniel.
Good night, you grumpy old man.
Well, he's got a bad back just like I do, and we both just sat here watching the crazy Scotsman walk around and sitting on my back porch going, man, I wish I could do that.
So, Walter, have you cleaned any Cosmoline?
Nope. I do not own any mill serps.
What
So
about you,
never had the pleasure.
Yeah,
Trapper?
I've cleaned some SKSs. We bought 3 of them, and me and 2 of my buddies, and we had to clean them. They were all in Cosmoline. I tell you how long ago it was. We bought them at the Bargain Barn up in Jasper.
Nice.
That place been closed 30 years, I bet.
No, it ain't been
long.
that
It burnt
long.
down, and then they moved it. I
It
think
ain't
it's
long.
closed now.
After they moved it,
I
it
thought
didn't
they
last
closed.
long.
Oh, I didn't even know they moved it. I thought they said in GON that it was they'd shut it down a long time ago, but that was probably in 80. I want to say about 86 or 87 when we bought them things. I think I paid $79 for each one of them.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah,
I remember.
Barn, burnt down, I think, 98, something like that.
No, I think it was more like 2010,
Really? Okay.
maybe 09, 08, somewhere around in there. And then they moved to a new store that was metal. And after they did that, of course, they had to pay for the building, and then
yeah.
went up on the prices. It was really good back before when it was in that old wooden building. But then again,
Yeah.
that's when it burnt down so quick.
Well, yeah.
I
It was
know
a neat old place.
y'all folks that ain't from Georgia have no clue what we're talking about. There was a store up in Jasper, Georgia, about
Almost in the mountains.
right at the very foothills.
They had
William
anything you wanted, that's for sure.
Hey, can I bring something up? Kind of off topic,
Absolutely.
but this is important. It's important. You guys see this really big bag of cinnamon bears? Who likes cinnamon bears? I love cinnamon bears. But I'm
No.
sitting here looking at these, and it says artificial flavor. Now, let me read the ingredients, okay? Cinnamon bears. Cornstarch, sugar, cornstarch modified, water, contains 1% or less of artificial flavor, mineral oil, carnauba wax, red number 40, and it may contain egg, milk, almond, or peanuts, and there's no mention of cinnamon in that.
Yeah, that's what we
They're
live in.
cinnamon flavored.
That actually sounds like it could be a good tumbling media.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's got that carnival wax, got some water, got it all built in there, got a little grit to it, probably.
It's everything they want to feed the kids to make the kids worse.
My gosh,
Just rub that stuff on your car and forget about it.
Yeah.
boy, the bees would love you, wouldn't they?
Just get you a handful and go to town.
We won't be buying any more of those.
See, what you just did there, High Boy, is the reason that I will not eat bologna, potted meat, Vienna sauce, any of that stuff, because I got old enough to read the ingredients and understand what all that really was.
Yeah.
Never know more, man. I don't
You
know.
don't like all
I
the
don't know.
turkey lips and stuff they put in that Vienna sausage? That stuff.
We had brother-in-law brought over a custom salami roll and cut us some off. It's a world of difference eating that and bologna from the store. Incredible.
Any of you guys like Snickers bars?
I
I
do.
love Snickers bars.
All right. The next time you go to eat a Snickers bar, before you eat it, flip it over and read the last ingredient. You'll never want to get another one in your life.
Oh, come on, Scotsman. You just messed everything up for me.
What is the last
That
ingredient?
M&Ms, all of that. Flip them over, read the last ingredient.
What is it?
My boss.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I would never want to eat that again either.
I've
Soylent Green.
Hey,
I don't like-
mouth
I
it
don't
up.
like-
What's the last ingredient?
I'm not telling you. You gotta
Soylent
go
Green.
look.
Yeah, you gotta go look. You gotta go look.
Oh, dang it.
My boss.
I'm gonna disappoint you all. I'm not doing it. I want you to go see the disappointment for yourselves.
I'd go get one, but I just ate my last one a couple hours ago.
All right, good topic right here from Mr. Hurtneck. How much are Mosins nowadays? I was in my local gun store day before yesterday. Well, Monday. I was there Monday or Tuesday, and they had one up on the used rack. Had a now this is called Rome Gun and Pawn, which means that you can their price to be talked down, and it was one of the longer ones, and I don't know if it was something special about it or not, but it had a price tag of $499 on it.
Holy.
Yep,
Jesus.
$4.99.
That's
You're
the
dead
going
right.
rate for the 9130s.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going for 400 to 500 here in Ohio right now.
Well, I got 4 of them sitting in my gun safe right now.
And they want more if they're still in Cosmoline. These ones I found are in circulation, have been cleaned up in 450, 500.
Oh no, these are gummed up. They're no. They've never been shot.
Right. I'm just talking about the ones in circulation.
Mauser might have been shot. Jamie thinks yes. I think no. I think it had the initial firing to make sure everything worked.
So, Scotsman, the last ingredient is artificial flavor.
There's another one on there.
Is it the emulsifier?
No,
Oh, I know what it is. It's prefamulated amylite.
May contain tree nuts.
Gene's sitting there with one looking at it.
I'm reading it.
Okay, well you'll know as soon as you read it.
Lactose?
You'll just be like, what the hell?
What's that?
Egg whites?
I mean, come on, Scotsman, just spill the beans, man.
Skim milk, soy, which lowers your libido, which I understand that. I don't eat those. I don't need that.
It might be right under the ingredients. I forget exactly where it's at. Because as soon as I read it, I'm like, I'm never eating these again.
Peanuts, milk, eggs, soy may contain tree nuts.
Why don't I have to put it on there
Them
anymore?
dreaded tree nuts.
These
They'll get
nuts.
you every time.
Soy. It's the soy.
It's not the soy.
And Mrs. Hotshot.
Oh my
Why does it have lactose twice? Milk fat.
Double memories.
Are you reading it offline or off the wrapper?
Online.
Okay, yeah, you got to read the wrapper because on the wrapper. Because I just tried to look it up online, it's not there. Read the wrapper.
Chico got it right.
What does it say? Like Smurf nuts or something? Damn it, Chico.
Well, you know that's why they call it almond milk, because they can't call it nut juice. Who's going to buy a jug of nut juice?
You show me.
Except for your
show
local
me an
OnlyFans
almond
worker.
with a nipple on it, and I'll show you almond milk.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
See the things we learn on live streams?
Mm. Oh, the good old nut juice.
We digress.
Only a little, though. Holy smoke.
He said only a little though. Oh my God.
I can just hear Chico saying that too. Yeah, those Nagant revolvers are. The action is so heavy on those things, but they're doing a lot of work. So
Picked one up for $100 and gave it to my boy. Still got it in the family.
see, I've warned y'all for years. Paul Loud's funny. He'll crack you up if you get, and Chico too, man.
I'm sorry. I gotta forgive me. I apologize for that outburst.
But see, this
That was funny.
it was. See, this is the thing about those Nagant revolvers is the drawback for a revolver is the cylinder gap where the pressure can escape and the gas can escape. But those Nagants go up and seal that as best they can. So when you're pulling the trigger, not only are you driving the hammer back, you're pushing the cylinder forward. So there's no way that can be a good trigger pull. And Mark says the trigger is terrible. Was worse.
Yeah, they're horrible triggers.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple over the years and sold a couple. They're terrible triggers.
You got to give them some love.
They are.
MacMan, did you get the chance to answer if you've done any Cosmoline work?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the way I did it, I laid 10 of the SKSs out on a big couple of towels in the back garden, and I hit them with a hot pressure washer. But it was 110 degrees here in Arizona, so it doesn't take long for that wood to dry once you've blasted it all off.
Far out. I would have never thought of that.
That is a very odd method, but I could see where it would be very proficient.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't quite steam. It was pretty hot water, and I blasted everything through a couple of times, and then I stripped them down and cleaned them and oiled them, and they were pretty dry.
Yeah, but in Georgia, man, they'll never dry. You could only do one at a time in Georgia.
Yeah, at least over here, I just leave them out in the sun in 110 degrees, and they just, within half an hour, they were all bone dry.
Well, we still get 110 degrees over here, but it's still 100% humidity. which is why we never go outside. And there's so many air conditioning companies.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Oh, it's terrible. You get out of the shower and you walk to the car to go to work and you're wet again. Just like, why? Why'd I even use a towel?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why wet tumbling over here is so good. You can just run your wet tumbler, lay out a couple of towels on the back of your truck, tip all the brass out, leave them an hour, and they're cooked. They're super dry all the way through.
Yeah. I mean, you can wet tumble out here,
And they're annealed.
and they're
Yeah.
You leave them out on a cookie sheet in the sun, like on the back porch, for like an hour and a half. They get up to about 250 degrees. They're dry. Only takes about an hour.
So there you go. You guys are awesome.
They're annealed.
Crack
Who
me
said
up.
that? Which one of you said that?
Okay, the M44s are the shorter ones, right, Mark?
Yep. With a bayonet. Yep.
Yeah. That's what I guess technically a jungle carbine would be a 303 Lee. So I think it was Mr. Junkie was asking about MacMan does reside in Arizona. You can look him up. Junkie.
I know it doesn't sound like it, but I can vouch for him living there. Yeah.
I think the M44s are more sought after, so you're going to pay a little more for them.
You talking about 8mm?
The M44, the Mosin.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mosins. Yeah.
But they're hard to find anymore because everybody knows what they got.
I gotta look and see what I picked up. Wow, that's loud.
What the heck was that?
I just picked up a whole handful of rifles and stuff like that from a buddy of mine. Ended up with a bunch of Mosins, a bunch more SKSs, an M1 Garand, which I hadn't shown Jamie yet, which I'm sure he's going to be offended by that.
Wow.
I mean, just all kinds of stuff, and there's Cosmoline running out of my basement right now. I just don't know what to do with it.
See, guys, remember, like, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, we were talking about the most numerous guns ever made, and somebody looked it up and said there were over 37 million Mosin Nagant rifles made by the Russians, and they're selling for that kind of money.
I got 4 of them.
Well, there's all kinds of clubs out there too.
Yeah,
there are.
So you got to be careful what you're buying. You got to know what you're looking at.
So I have the one I have supposed to be the best shooter ones, and yeah, they started in 1891. So yeah, I got the Finnish.
Very good point, sir.
The Finnish M39.
That's a good one. One of the best.
Yep, one of the most sought after.
Mine's of course they only built those with the octagon receivers, and it has a Seiko stock and barrel, so that's pretty good, pretty nice. And I think both of you guys have shot it. I know Mock has.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I shot it.
I got something you guys need to shoot. It's a AK-47 chambered in 223 with a folding stock.
My buddy has 2 of those unfired, still in the plastic Cosmoline as we speak.
This one is unfired, but I've already cleaned it and found the magazines thanks to
2,000 a
a
piece.
certain person on the panel. Jamie.
G23's head just exploded with that comment, Kyle.
You know, I wished all rifles had 2-stage triggers. That's just me.
Yep.
You
I
pull
really
up a little bit and then you go.
and
The
Walter
thing about my 308, it is definitely not a 2-stage trigger. You lock and load that baby, bolt action. You even breathe on that thing too hard, it's going off. Everybody that shoots it the first time is like, "Holy crap!"
Well, when you really learn to shoot an old Smith and Wesson revolver double action, you can stage that thing. It's almost like a 2-stage trigger.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of getting with Mike yesterday, and I shot his Model 29, the Dash 4, so no pen barrel or recessed cylinders, but still very nice. And I haven't shot one in a while. I was still able to pull off a nice, solid group, middle of target. I was happy with that. It's all because of that trigger. That trigger makes the difference.
Mig has a Mosin that shoots bullets sideways.
And Chico's out there. Chico will tell you they both stage like a 2-stage trigger. I remember in the video there, Jamie, you told him just take your time, it'll stage. And sure enough, you got it figured out.
You always got to take your time. Well, what it boils down to is you got to learn to shoot what you're shooting, because they're not made the same. I mean, we're talking about almost 200 years of evolution here.
You want to talk about a comet and a half? Holy crap! Damn, sir.
Yeah, wow. Thanks, Drew.
Made me feel proud, Drew.
The bald eagle. You talking about CW there, or what do you mean by that? All the rest of us are kind of under his wing here.
Oh,
His head isn't as shiny as mine tonight. I don't know what's going on over here. Someone's lighting's like really making mine real shiny.
It's the placement of the light bulb, man.
yeah.
It's that
He put me here for a
glow
reason.
Mock.
Mock playing this out before you got in.
Craig,
Oh, he
I don't know
did. He
what's
did.
going
Yeah.
on. All we can do is just sit here and ride the lightning.
So, you had me going there, Lead Bullet Junkie, till you got with the snub-nosed barrel. I'm like, cool. I believe the Dash 5 has all the things you're looking for, particularly the bull barrel model. But I'd want at least a 4-inch barrel on that gun. You're looking for your recessed cylinders, your hammer-mounted firing pin, and the pinned barrel. And they made some of those with the. When did they start putting the pencil barrels on those, Scotsman? You know.
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Yeah, I would. I don't know what the value would be. Scotsman would be more likely to know the value, but to me, the snub nose is not as desirable.
They're not. Anything 4-inch plus is usually more desirable.
Highboy's got some Smiths and Rugers. You got any idea, Highboy?
Okay, ask that again.
Smith and Wesson Model 10-5 snub nose. Excellent condition. You got any idea of the value?
I have two of them right now. I think I might get 600 out of them if I'm lucky. What condition?
He said mint, near mint.
Yeah, mine are just absolute mint. And I've tried to sell them a couple of times, holding 600, and I've come close, but I haven't quite flipped them. I think
you gotta remember. You gotta remember too. A lot of that comes down to area as well, where you're at.
Right.
Absolutely, it does, and where your buyers are at. That's a gun that. How many millions of those did they make? They made a lot of those.
Yeah, they did make a lot of them.
Yeah.
Me and Angel have matching air weight 5-round 38 specials, Smith and Wessons, and man, they shoot amazingly well.
Jamie, am I allowed to show a stock on the live stream with no gun, just a wood stock?
I think we can show parts. We just can't show or handle firearms.
Okay, can I just show this? I just want to show this to Highboy. Say send it a picture.
That's the Boyd stock you just told me about.
Yeah, it's so there's the all I can see on it. If you look it up, it's Boyd 14B, and it's you can see it's all adjustable at the back. Yeah.
Dang, that's nice.
You can adjust that. You can adjust the back. You can adjust the cheek. So there's
Is that new? I forgot the name of it. Ascent or something like that.
No, to be honest, what I did when I picked up that last job lot of reloading equipment, this was in there.
That is an exceptional stock.
That wood grain is amazing.
So it's about a $300 or $250 stock if you look on the Boyd website. But
yeah, Boyd makes some good stocks. I picked one up and put one on one of my rifles. It was good.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, if you do a bit of research, Highboy, and you think that it'll work, you can have it. I'll send it to you. I got no use for it.
You're kidding.
That's gorgeous.
No, not a problem.
I'll give it a try.
To have someone who would like to have it and use it. Like, I'm not 100% sure because I've just done a little bit of research on it. I'm not 100% sure if it'll work, but you can certainly try it and see what you think.
Okay. Wow, I'm blown away.
So just look. It says there B14. So if you look on the Boyd website and look at, all I can see is B14, and that's how I picked up that it was for a Bagheera.
Wow, holy smoke.
That is really nice, MacMan.
It is.
Wow.
Cost me nothing. It came in for nothing. So like I said, if I can get somebody who wants it and can use it, they're welcome to it. And I know Highboy's looking at that rifle.
I'd love to try that out.
I would love to see that thing finished because that's a gorgeous stock.
It is.
I'll get it sent to you, Highboy. You can try it out.
Well, we'll give it a try.
They are finished stocks, Kyle. It may not show up on the camera, but they are finished stocks.
I don't have any complaints about the stock that's on it, but I'd like to see what that looks like on there and see if it will fit.
Now, the only thing you might have to, and I had to when I got one, was just play with the fit just a little bit for the trigger guard itself. Yeah. Minus that, that's really all I had to play with.
I recently put one on my Ruger American 243, and the magwell needed a little bit of scraping with the blade. Other than that,
it went home. It gave me a full bed kit too, bedding blocks, the bedding epoxy, and she's locked up nice and tight all the way to the front lug.
So some Dremel may be required.
No, not Dremel, just a little.
You don't need a Dremel, dude. I used a little piece of sandpaper and just took off what I needed, and that was it. And it was barely anything.
Your mileage may vary because of the rifle, but with the Ruger American, the Spikes Camp version stock, it did a good job fitting.
And the only reason I had to do that was more so for the magazine itself to come out properly, because the magazine wouldn't drop. And it was just getting that little bit off the back of it, just enough to where it would drop.
That's all I've ever had to do with them. I've got a half a dozen or so and had a few more through the years.
Nice.
You just got to take off any burrs inside. You know, you see raggedy edges, you'll see it. It's like they sanded two different directions and they left a burr in down the middle. That's all I've had to do, and generally it's just magazines or barrel channel. But generally it drop right in really good.
So before we decide to start signing off, because that's coming up, I want to know from everybody on the panel, starting with MacMan, if you were to get a new rifle, what would it be?
Oh.
I didn't mean to strike a nerve. I just wanted an answer.
To be honest with you, I'd probably get another custom rifle built. Since I've started having my rifles built by a gun shop and having them customized, they're unbelievable guns. So I think I'd probably build one rather than buy. I don't think there is a rifle out there at the moment that's on my bucket list.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Craig, what would you say?
Next one I'm looking at is probably going to be Ruger American in 223. I like that bolt action, and that's going to be my next one that I pick up probably.
Hi, boy, what you thinking?
Well, I think for my next rifle, I would probably get a Ruger Blackhawk and 44 Magnum. Oh, rifle. Okay. I was thinking like 6.5 Creedmoor, but the thing is I'm set up so good for, 30 caliber. I was thinking 308, but then again, I need a 6.5, so probably going to be 6.5, something in 6.5. Probably next year.
All right, Chris, what are you thinking?
Still waiting to get my hands on a new Marlin 4570.
Nice.
I don't think you can go wrong with that.
They're out there. Last I saw, 1,500
What
bills.
you thinking?
I've been kind of looking for a another Uberti. I have that Henry 1860 Uberti in 4440, but I think I'd like to dig up an 1873 and 45 Colt.
Nice. Gene, what about you, sir?
I am actually looking at getting a Thompson Center Performance Center TCLRR in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay. Very awesome.
To be specific, in flat dark earth.
Hello, Dave.
Oh, you've been thinking about it.
Well, I'm going to my FFL tomorrow to put my order in.
What about the tragic twins over there? What y'all got?
All right, so I'm going. My next stop is going to be down in Georgia on Marguerite Drive. I'm picking up an SKS.
Okay.
Nice, very nice.
No, I'm going to go with a 450 Bushmaster bolt action Ruger American.
Fun gun. I love mine.
I would think it would be.
I love mine.
Mine's probably going to be a Henry Lever and 357.
Nice.
I gotta get one to pair up with everything else I got. So
I regret my choice now.
I didn't mean to make you feel bad about yourself.
I need a lever gun in my life.
Everyone needs a lever gun in their life.
All right, CW, what you got?
I've been wanting and they just re-released a bunch of them, so there's a chance of finding them again. Is a Rossi stainless and 454 lever 92.
Oh, nice.
There we
Oh,
go.
nice. Yes, nice. Nice.
Absolutely.
Jamie, what about you?
I want a Ruger Blackhawk and 44 Magnum.
Yeah, but you can't find them right now.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, you want a Red Hawk, not a Black Hawk. Red
No,
Hawk.
I want a Black Hawk. You can have the Red Hawk. I'll take the Black Hawk. But I got two. I'm kind of halfway debating on which one's next. I'm like Mark with a C. I want a Ruger American and 350 Legend because I already have the AR platform, and I got to have a 44 Magnum lever gun, and I don't. I'm not. I would prefer it be a Marlin, but at this point, I would take a. I would consider a Henry or a Rossi, but I know I'll never be able to afford a. Well, I shouldn't say never, but a Winchester would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And 44 Magnum would be.
Don't forget the Brownings.
Yeah, I don't see Brownings around here, CW. I don't. But that being said, we've got 11 people on the panel, and we've got 1 minute and 40 seconds to say goodnight.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.
Good
See
night.
you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. God bless.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot.
We're going to go
Anyway,
through.
I'm looking for a 450 Bushmaster.
So we're going to go through the room as quickly as we can and clear the deck for Mr. Gizzard Gary. Who wants to start? How boy you start? What you got working on this coming week?
This coming week, I'm not sure. Got to stay tuned.
There you go. Y'all
I like
watch
the way you said
for
that.
watch for notifications from High Boy. Thanks for being here tonight, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thanks. I got my 300 PRC series going. I'm not sure what I'm going to live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow at 4, I will have a live stream. I'll put something good together. And so throughout the week, you might see more of the 300 PRC.
Cool. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled.
MacMan, what are you going to be working on?
Right, I've probably got 1,500 reloads that I got to pull because they all came from this job lot I bought. So I want to get rid of pull them all, get the bullets bagged up, get the brass bagged up, chuck the powder away, and they're going to go up for sale. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's been great. Like I said, I haven't been on for a while and I've missed it all, and it's been great to get on here tonight. So thank you so much.
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Been missing you. Chris.
Well, thanks for having me on. Man, this is a fun Friday night. I always enjoy coming on here, and it was great seeing Mac, man. I haven't talked to him for a while, so glad to see him show up tonight. I'm going to make this quick. Just don't forget tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Get over on G23's channel for the One Chip Challenge, because I think that's going to be a pretty fun show.
I think there are going to be a whole bunch of guys regretting some purchases.
I think so. And
I'm just doing commentary. I'm not eating one.
It's not that bad.
What about Wednesday night, Chris? You going to be on Wednesday night?
Yeah, Wednesday night will be 9 Eastern, live chat, where we're going to have Orange 9 come on.
Cool. Trapper, you doing Sunday night? What else you got coming?
Well, I'll be there watching the chip challenge tomorrow night, but then, yeah, Sunday I got a live stream at 2:00 Eastern, so I'll do that and then get some traps out. That'll be my week.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, though. I really enjoyed it.
Man, it's great to have you on, dude. We got to send you a link, man. You a Georgia boy. You got to be on here. Just saying.
Well, I'll try
Thanks,
and make it again.
thanks for being here. Walter, what you got working on this week?
Well, tomorrow Sunday, we got a big air show here at the airfield, so I'll spend a little time over in my hangar watching that for free. And I'm going to shoot tomorrow. I'm going to shoot some 44 out of the Henry and the Super Red Hawk. And
You're
then
not
next
shooting
week I
the
got
airplanes, are you?
no. No, it'll get so noisy. I live right under the flight path, and I'll only be able to take it for a little while, and then I'll go shoot. We want to be quieter. And I got some casting to get done next week, and I'm going to start working up loads with that crazy Lyman mold that you saw me on video last week. That boat-tailed 45 ACP bullet. I'm going to start working with that. So that's what I got going on.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure when you're here.
Great being here.
Mr. Hot Pot, excuse me.
Watch there, Jamie.
I know, man. I know you won.
Well, thanks for having me as always, man. I love being on the Friday night chat. It's great. But apparently, I won Jerry Bear Tactical's giveaway and did not see a notification or anything about it. So I'm going to check that out. But all I got to say is always remember to live, love, laugh, and reload.
Amen.
And always keep blowing the smoke.
Always, always. And now to the dynamic duo, Mock and Scotsman.
Good to see everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm glad I can be hanging out with my brother here this weekend. You guys get out there and shoot some guns. We got deer season upon us. Have some fun. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm glad I can get to spend a little time with my brother, hang out with him before I head home. And it's been an awesome week of hanging out with some good folks. Back to work Sunday, but we will have a chat, so we'll see you there. Appreciate being here, brother, and good to be here.
Thank y'all for joining us. Where are we at? CW?
Yeah. Well, I want to thank the side chat. We really got a lot going on over there. They were rocking tonight, and we got over 40-something likes. That's really good to see. And I got a full plate over here, so I don't know what I'm going to get done. But I'll try to get something done. I'm looking forward to 2 videos. I want to get together with Mr. Ricky Baird and do some stuff. And Julio and I are going to get together and do the Willie Bulletman trapdoors on the ARs pretty soon. So looking forward to doing those 2 videos next chance we get. That's about it for me. I'll be watching you guys' videos. Kyle, what you got going on?
Tomorrow is slug casting and loading day. I'm going to start out the morning now that it's nice and cool. Get the pot fired up and cast up a bunch of these just stupid slugs that, man, you wouldn't believe what they'll do to a 4x4. I'm going to cast up a bunch of them, and I'm probably going to go through about 3 pounds of universal powder and just load them all up, stick them in a ammo can, and be done with it. And then by that time, Angel will be home from work, and then we'll figure out something to eat. That's about what I got.
Good deal. Like Scotsman says, if it's not on video, it didn't happen.
So you
just got called out, boy.
Guys, thank y'all.
Can you go live casting anymore?
No,
do it.
Do it for Willie. Do it for Willie.
I was about to say, I think that's what got me my last strike.
All right.
You can take another one. You'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
Good luck, Tim.
Good luck, Tim.
We're praying for you, buddy. Tim's asking for prayers for surgery on his broken foot. All right, so thank all y'all for being here. Thank the panel for joining us tonight, making the show. As always, the side chat, y'all rocking, y'all drive our conversation. I thank everybody. It was a great night. I'm glad to be a part of it. Let's see. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, G23's One Chip Challenge. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Uncle Jim. 2 o'clock, Craig, the first shed. Come on out and hang out with Craig and all of his guys. And 7 o'clock Sunday night, Scotsman. Foreign and domestic on the Scottish American channel. And thank y'all for being here. We're going to clear the way for Gizzard Gary, who's coming up next. And if the Lord's willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night. We hope he blesses you all real good. Say good night, y'all.
Good night. God bless everybody.